If you wear glasses, they can worsen your vision.
The lens is changing how the light rays focus on the retina, nothing else.
I also feel that my eyes even getting red when I go to shopping malls.
It's completely different.
When you work next to the screen and then you come home and watch Netflix, but are there any differences for your eyes?
Here, I would say it depends when you have your
Most of clients came from tech industry?
80%. Yes, I think 80% because always I'm asking my patient how many hours you spend in front of the screen. And if there's a patient who said to me that it's less than 4 hours, I'm like, wow, you're the one today.
Most of problems are from screens or from maybe strain and nervous situations, stress, etc.
Everything is connected. Like even when you have a problem with thyroid, like in hormones in general, is very connected, also very connected with dry eye. So I would say it's a perfect mix of everything.
And overall, what is dangerous for eyes from the screens? It's blue light, it's bright light.
Blue light, like in general, it helps us because during the day, blue light makes our melatonin level drops, and that affects on the fact that we are prepared for a whole day, that we are ready to work. But the problem is during the evening, because when the sun is down, so the blue light should be less effects on us. The melatonin should rise. But the problem is that by the evening, we choose to watch Instagram, to watch Netflix, so still all the screens emitting the blue light. And this is what can occur, that we are not sleeping well, that we feel tired, because the melatonin level is not changing, it's still in the same way. So I would say that when it comes to the blue blockers in the glasses, when you work on a night shift, when you have a plenty screens on the evening, it's very helpful. But on a daily basis, no.
Even the small percent, because when you went to buy some glasses, they always will try to sell you some blue blockers. Not 100%, but 20, 30, you think it's...
Yeah, I think that maybe I will open the Pandora and the opticians will hate me. But always the additional layer of the blue blocker, it's at least like 200, 250 zloty more. But you have other tools to do that by your own, like for example, night mode in your smartphones, on your tablets, whatever. You can do it on your own. You can do it whenever you want to. So you can do that during the evening, and it's for free. But it works very alike.
What about the eye drops? I know that the doctors offer it a lot, but people underestimate. Me too. Like, I know that it's helpful, but I don't understand how much is it helpful. So how much we need them?
When it comes to the eye drops, we need to know one thing about how our tear film works, because we have three layers of tear film. It's aqueous, it's mucin, and it's lipids. And the troubleshooting is when you don't know which layer you have problem with, you go to pharmacy and you have 100 of drops. And when you have a problem with lipid layer, and you will buy lubricants that only will have there will be 90% of water, they won't help you. When you will know that it's from meibomian glands that produce lipids, but you won't know it by your own. You need to check it with the ophthalmologist or optometrist, of course. It's better to buy emulsions. It's better to buy more lipid, more oily drops, and that's something that will help you. So I think that the most important thing is first know what's your problem, and second, when it comes to the drops, they can't give you relief in a couple seconds, but still they're not helping you from the inside, because in general the dry eye, it can come even from medication that you're taking, it can come from hormones, it can come all of course from the environment that you're in. But you need to check what's the problem. What is interesting right now, there's an IPL treatment, intense pulse light treatment, called EI, and it's the treatment for the dry eye that works from inside, and something that is very interesting.
Is it like some medicine that you take?
No. It's with the it's like light treatment, and this light makes your glands in your upper and lower eyelid to produce more mebum, and it's mebum. It's something that builds the lipid layer of your tear film.
It is like something one time. It's like surgery, or it's
No.
regular...
It's like 4 sessions. It's like 4 sessions. It's 1 session per month, and it's right now one of the most successful treatments for the dry eye.
I've heard also a version, the eye drops with vitamins. What do you think about them?
With vitamins, I think that when it comes to the dry eye, it's not that important. When it comes to the dry eye, I would say the supplements of omega-3 and 9 will be more successful.
What about the rules of exercises, like to look left, right, etc.? How much they're helpful?
I would say this certain to the right, not that much. But when it comes to exercises in general, we can do some exercises. For example, if you have troubleshooting during your work, here at the near everything is fine, but someone, I don't know, it's came to your office or to your room and you look up and you need like 10 seconds to see the face of the person sharper, and you feel that something is not good, it's a trouble recommendation, and that's the thing that we can work. And I highly recommend, it's something that calls heart charts. You can find it on Google. And you have a small chart for near and a big chart with the letters for far. And it can be even like 2-3 times per week. That just take the small chart, look at the chart like 3 meters in front of you, and read letter by letter. So letter from the small chart, letter for the chart that is on the wall, and it will teach your ciliary muscles that are in your eye. They are very important when it comes to accommodation, to have a feeling when they need to tense, when they need to relax. Because on a daily basis, when we work in a near, our muscles are very tense. It's like working out for 10 hours. But we are not spending time outdoors. And sometimes our muscles in our eyes, they forget how it is to be relaxed, because even when we finish the work, we are taking a smartphone, we are watching TV, so we are still in very near, like whole days. So heart chart maybe is something very specific exercises, but I can say that the most simple way to exercise our eyes, to give them relief, to relax them, is just go outdoors.
I've heard also today that the best overall for brain is walking in the nature.
Yes, for sure, and for our eyes too. Like today, I would say that for every 6 hours in front of the screens, you need to have at least 1 hour, 1 hour and a half to 2 hours outdoors. And now the question is, who does that?
I also feel that my eyes even getting red when I go to shopping malls, the different lights.
Yeah.
I don't know, is it because my eyes just overall tired, or they're also taking some strain? There are too much like neon lights to your eyes.
Like LED lamps, like they're like everywhere, and like in the malls especially, there's like white walls, LED lamps everywhere, like plenty of them, and they emit blue light, and that's also the thing that we that affects on us like for the whole day. It shouldn't.
Okay, one very stupid question. It can be
There's
very
no
stupid
stupid
for you.
question.
So when we are looking, for example, to the screen, and there is some object far within the screen, or we are looking the far, but there's a window.
It's completely different.
So the eyes are understand that the object is deeper.
And now it's hard to say because it depends if you have a correction on you, if the lenses are pluses or minuses, because it also has effect.
If without for eyes, there is a like feeling sense of deepness, or there is an object smaller and bigger. Because, for example, if I look at small text, and I look something far that's also small, there's a totally different process for eyes, or is it the same?
It's different. It's different because also like when it comes to parameters of your eyes, during the examination that I'm taking, I'm checking the parameters for far and for near. When it comes to the stereo vision, it's in my optometry language, but in yours is like availability to see in 3D. It's a separate for near and separate for far.
Okay, stupid questions on this. Recently, I also asked for my friend to ask you about, have you heard about a massagers? There's some things that you can buy and they are massaging.
Yes. They can increase lipid flow, like in the upper and your lower eyelid. There was something that I was talking on the beginning, that they have that on a lipid on a upper and lower lipid, you have glands that produce the meibum, like the lipid layer of the tear film, and that's why that there are lipids. It's better to first take a dry but warm compress and then start with the massage. And it's very helpful when you have a dry eye, especially when you have the dry eye from the meibomian glands. It's very helpful.
Just overall, what are the most common issues with eyes for tech professionals?
For sure, I would say it was refractive errors. So farsightedness, nearsightedness, and astigmatism. And I want to stop on astigmatism because I would say a lot of my patients, when they hear astigmatism, they don't know what it is. I just see the fear in their eyes, but it's the third refractive error, like nearsightedness. So the minuses in the lenses, the farsightedness, so the pluses, and astigmatism is also like in this family. So it's not a disease. It's nothing that you need to be very worried about, but it's just something different. Astigmatism, because in general we can say that the farsightedness is coming to a shortened eyeball, and the nearsighted is coming to a little bit longer eyeball. But the astigmatism is coming for the shape of the cornea, and sometimes is associated or is or cornea or your lens in your eyeball, of course. And it occurs when your cornea is not perfectly spherical. It's more like a ball in rugby. something like that. So yeah, astigmatism affects on 70% of the people, so it happens often.
Yeah, I think if it's a little, like in my case, you even cannot notice it that you has some issues. For example, I think I had a lot of years issues with eyes, but I didn't understand it. Just my friend told me, because I looked always to the screen like this, and I didn't understand why everyone can look like this. And then I figure out, oh, with glasses I can look better. So
you don't feel this tension,
yes,
right?
so there is a chance that a lot of people has an eye issues, but they don't.
Of course.
Understand
Like
it.
for example, like you and me, I know because you're impatient. Without the glasses, we can read letters that are like 100% of visual acuity or even 120, but still you and me have +1. So of course, when you cannot see nothing, probably you are nearsighted. You have a myopia. And it's very like easy for the patient to notice, okay, something is happening. But in a lot of the cases, problem with the eyes, it's not starting from the blurred vision, but it starts from headaches. It starts from back pain. It starts from have the feeling of the sand in your eyes, watery eyes. And the symptoms that I talk about is a problem that I also noticed recently is digital eye strain. It's because of the working in front of the screens. And these patients, maybe they don't have like +2, -2, but because of the tense of the muscles that because of the work for 10, 12 hours in front of the screen, they need to struggle with these kind of things.
It's something new for me. So if you have a back pain, it probably because
of the posture. Because of the posture, yeah. Because you're doing like all the time like this. You're trying to see things clear, and you don't have the proper length, because we shouldn't be like that all the time, because after 4 hours you will feel it here. At least like the distance should be for the arm's length. That's a good one.
It's new America for me. About a few questions about eye drops. There is some recommendation amount, how much time you need per day, or it depends on a brand or etc. of the eye drops?
I would say it depends on the fact if they have preservatives or no. Because if they do, like to be honest right now, it's not easy to find them. But if they do, I would say that 1-2 times per day, it's enough. But when they don't have preservatives, you can use them even every hour if it gives you relief. If you have hard time at work, or or you work in a place where it's air conditioned, no problem. But I think will be handful tip is there is no necessity to use the drops more than 10-15 minutes apart, because our conjunctival sac, like this place here, and the volume of it won't handle it more often than 10-15 minutes.
So you can overuse them?
If they have preservatives, yes, because it can affect to have inflammation, itchy eye. But if they don't, you can use them even every hour if you need to.
What about the common myth or truth that if you wear glasses, optical glasses, they can worsen your vision?
They can worsen your vision.
Yeah, I've heard a lot. Okay, I see, but if I will wear, I will see worse. Yeah,
it's a myth, and it's like, I would say, the question that at least 10 patients per week will ask me. But my eyes, they need to work. When they have glasses on, my muscles in my eye are not working. It's not true at all. It's not true at all, because we need to understand one thing, that the lens is changing how the light rays focus on the retina, nothing else. It's not changing the anatomy at all. So when we have our glasses on, our muscles are still working. And what's more, especially when you have like Q pluses, the tense of the muscles is they got a relief, and I feel that you feel it, right? When you have changed your glasses right now, that 1 week ago you need to like switch something like inside, like you need to do like that. You feel the tense, but with a proper lenses, you can relax. You don't need to think about it. You just got this. So it's total myth.
I even forgot how the text can look like so relaxed.
Yes.
I also feel that there can be difference in my vision when I didn't sleep well or I had too stressful day.
Yes,
Is it true?
yeah. Even like sometimes, really, I can notice, especially when I know my patient, that he has a stressful time, that he's not sleeping well. You can see it through his eyes. You can read it. Yes.
There are also people that, me included, I often can have red eyes from some lights, etc. What can be the reasons?
It can be a couple of them. Not proper glasses for working. Second, dry eye. Third, even like inflammation, but not just coming from the eye, which is interesting. So sometimes when I see red eye, I'm asking my patient that if he was ill like 2 days before or something, because it also can have affectation. What else? Sometimes it's very it can happen also with the patients who wear contact lenses, especially monthly ones. They switch the liquid for the contacts, for example, and they have allergy because of it. So plenty of them.
One other question. So when you work, for example, next to the screen, and then you come home and watch Netflix, but when you're watching Netflix, you are relaxed. Are there any differences for your eyes? I know, like, of course, the first one is more stressful.
And here I would say it depends when you have your TV screen, the length, always the length. That's the difference. Because when, for example, you would also Netflix by using your laptop, so we can say that approximately is like 40 centimeters from you, it's still a time that your muscle need to be prepared, because they need to use accommodation to see the objects near, clear, right? But for example, when you will watch the same movie, but you will go to cinema and you have like, I would say, a couple meters apart, it's something completely different, because your eyes can relax them because you look for the far.
It depends on that. If personally my eyes can see better far, or it's overall for everyone?
It's general. It's called accommodation. So in general accommodation is the process in our eyes that our muscles is changing the shape of the lens to see the objects in the near sharper, clearly.
Okay, so for
it's for everyone, and also like the sad part of accommodation that it's not for whole life. Around 30, when we are around 38, like in the past before it was around 14 plus, but a lot of things has changed because of how many hours we spend in front of the screens. Accommodation is maybe not totally, but it's slowly going retired. And there is a moment in our life when we start doing something like this. Like we are searching the point that we have a focus on the near things, and Mostly patients, of course, is connected because the base of the problem is what refractive error you have for far. Because when someone has -2, probably they will need to have glasses for reading. Maybe not when they will be 40, but 50. But when you have +2, for sure, when you have 46 years old, you will find the need to have additional glasses for near with more pluses in it.
Yeah, I felt it on Wednesday that I couldn't see the close distance,
Yeah.
and I tried to do like this to see
Yeah.
my text number when you put the airdrops. What about reading, as you mentioned, from paper books or Kindle? Do you read any study or something? Are there any difference for eye strain, or if you come back at home?
I think that a Kindle is a very good one because the exposure of the light there is very natural. It's something completely different that you are reading, I don't know, the book on your phone and you don't have, of course, the night mode on, sorry. But still the distance is the same. So muscles in your eye needs to work same thing.
So the main problem from the screen is the exposure from the screens for the eyes.
Yes, but also we need to know that the blue light during the day, really, it's not bad. There is no solid evidence that during the day it will occur any diseases, anything like that. There was a searching about that, but for now there is no solid evidence. The evidence that it's solid and that we know that it affects of the level of the melatonin. And so I was saying that we need to know, and what's important, that during the evening, blue light will for sure affect of our daily rhythm.
Yeah, I remember you also mentioned on our first meet that blue light helps you to be focused, right?
Yeah, because blue light makes the melatonin level drops. So during the day, it helps us. That's why when it's winter and you wake up and it's still dark, it's very hard to wake up, right? But when it's summer and you wake up and the sun is out, you feel that it's much easier for you.
Yeah, that because there's a recommendation to have a walk or sunlight.
Yeah.
Exactly when you wake up.
Yeah, exactly. That's why there's also like plenty recommendation that before going to bed, at least for 1 to 2 hours before, just leave your smartphone away.
There are a lot of theories about blue light. Why we can focus more on blue light and why we have melatonin produced on the red light. What do you think? What is the most, like, the best theory?
I think the best theory is based on the evidence that we know from studies. And also, I think that why everyone is talking about that, because everyone, doesn't matter if they are from tech industry or med industry or they are teachers, everyone has their phones, everyone needs to work with the laptops, everyone needs to work with the computers. And this is probably one big thing in common from every clients in the optic industry. And that's why it's very easy to ask about that to everyone, because probably 90% of the clients will say, yes, I basically, I have screens. Maybe not everyone will be sitting in front of the screen for 8 to 10 hours, but at least I think that 3 hours for everyone, it's a must. Because even when they don't work with the laptops on, and you're asking, what about your smartphone? And they're like, oh, smartphone. So yes, probably 5 hours per day for sure.
Is it because the sky is blue and the fire is red? Have you heard the theory that because we want melatonin is producing because we understand that there's a night and fire.
I've never heard about that. I think it's interesting. I just know because of the thing that I learned during the university that our eye is very sensitive to the blue light, very sensitive. But also, like, I don't know if you have noticed that when you have your glasses on, because you have blue blocker, right? And you look on a white sheet of paper, it's not white anymore. You have noticed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because blue light is something what naturally is around us, and when you have these blockers, these filters, the perception of the colors around us are changing, because it's something that it's still around us on a daily basis, and when we will cut amount of this wave light, the colors around us, the perception of them is also changed. That's why I would say that blue blockers are not recommended for example, graphic designers, because it will be so hard to choose where's white, like literally white, because everything will be more yellowish.
Do you know what is RGB? That in the design or in all world there's a red RGB, green, blue, and with from these three colors you get all the colors possible.
Yeah, that's the base.
It may be a weird question, but is there anything about green color? I think our eyes get more relaxed from green color because of nature, etc.
Yeah, there are some studies about that. Yes.
About the books, the last question. The paper books, like if I worked all day and I come back and I start to read a book, a paper book, but it also can make my eyes tired, or
yeah, you still focus on the near. That's why sometimes it's hard to say, especially with the younger patients, that parents are very proud that no, they're not using smartphones, they're reading books, but they need to explain them that but it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. Of course, the difference is the blue light effect, right? But it's still near. It's still short distance. Still, your muscles need to tense. So even for reading the books, you need to have a break on.
Okay, so you should be very careful while looking to any object in a short distance. Doesn't matter, screen,
you should
book.
take a breaks, and I would say like the easiest way to remember that, it's like rule of 20-20-20. So for every 20 minutes, look at the object at least 20 feet away. So it's our 6 meters for 20 seconds. And it's like the gold rule.
One more question about the structure that always was interesting for me. So we can see also our sides, yes? And it is a different type of division. Is it true that our brain makes the pictures from side? Like that I can see object side?
It's like the brain is mixing the vision from the right and to the left eye. It's like perfect mix of both of them, right? Sometimes the patients with, I don't know, big refractive errors, or with strabismus, for example, they don't have this ability to good quality of stereopic vision. So the vision.
It names like peripheral vision?
Yeah.
Is it true that most of blind people, they have only peripheral vision and they don't have the direct vision?
Yes, it can happen. So there's a spot on our retina that calls yellow spot, and it's a spot of the most sharpest vision. And there are some patients that they have degeneration of that spot, and they need to locate another spot on the retina to see anything. That's why sometimes they will do like that with their head to locate that spot. That's also disorder. So it's AMD, so it's age-related macular degeneration.
And it is genetical, yes. When the people's eyes
to be
will
honest, like this certain disease, it's more. Of course, when you have the history in your family, there's like more. There is a bigger chance that you will inherit this, but it's more associated with the age.
So in summary, if someone wants to keep the eyes safe as much as possible, so using eye drops depends on the type.
Yeah.
Blue light blocker in the night. Yeah. So no need blue light blockers in the day because they helps us to be focused. Have breaks.
Yeah. Spending time outdoors.
So spending time outdoors. Have breaks even if you're reading just
drink
a paper
water.
book. Drink water, by the way.
Yeah, drink water. Also, I will say lutein, that it's in eggs and in nuts, antioxidants. You can find them in berries, also very good for eye health.
Okay, so you work in Krakow. We will leave your contacts under the video. Yeah. And if someone needs some eye health consultation, they can connect directly to you.
Yes.
Thanks a lot for your insights. It was very helpful for me, and I believe for my also audience, because most of my audience are from tech and most are from Poland.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.